Hey there, what's happening YouTube? Thanks for stopping back into their channel today, right here with the Rustbelt Mechanic. Today we're going to be doing a rebuttal video to the video that I did this past week on the top 5 reasons why I think that Snap-on is a failing company. This week I'm going to be talking about my top 5 reasons on what Snap-on is actually doing right. I know it's a little bit harder for a lot of the guys to see that in this industry right now, but I am going to be going through a lot of the things that Snap-on is doing right now. Now this last week when I did the video on the top 5 reasons of why Snap-on is failing right now as a tool company, I got a lot of downvotes from that one. And it was generally for a lot of different reasons also. It was either from the people who really love Snap-on and love them as a brand and couldn't believe that I was making a video like that. And then it was also from people that didn't think that I was being critical enough on Snap-on as well, showing obviously that you can see that I still obviously buy Snap-on, even though I can and still do put out videos showing Snap-on that they are doing some things wrong in this part of the industry today. And that's one of the things that I like to bring to the automotive field and the tool market as well, to be able to bring some of the things to light that some of the tool companies may not be doing so well, to hopefully give them a chance to maybe do better, show them where their shortcomings are. Now, in this video, we're gonna show you guys some of the things that Snap-on is knocking out of the park and why they are one of the biggest tool companies and tool manufacturers in the United States. Now, number 5 on this list, let's start with their quality of materials and merchandise. Now, right now, a lot of the tool manufacturers, at least here in the US, they are kind of known for farming out a lot of the tools that they do have to other markets to be made in other parts of the country or other countries in general. Snap-on, they try their best to keep things in-house and in-country, but obviously some of their electronic devices and things are farmed out to other companies, but that's one of the other parts we'll get to on them being very diverse. But a lot of their things that they're known for the best, their hand tools, their sockets, their ratchets, they are all made here in the USA. They're made in like Kenosha, Wisconsin, and they're made with grade A steel that is almost unmatched in the industry. Yes, obviously things are going to break and warranties need to be had for that instance, but they do put out very, very high quality tools. Now, due to the quality of tools, those prices might be marked up quite a bit, and a lot of the guys, due to that price difference, might not see the value of those tools as nearly as good, but in some circumstances, to have the best of the best in the industry, the cost of that really is going to reflect it exponentially. So meaning if you've got a ratchet that is, that extra 10% better, well, to get it from that 90% to that 100% there might cost an extra 40% of what the tool costs originally to be able to get it over that extra 10%. So one of those things, being the best of the best, might end up costing you more percentage-wise to be able to get it there. And I think that's one of the things that Snap-on does in some of their tools. Obviously, they offer a lot of tools in a lot of different price ranges, but they do generally have a lot of the best tools in the industries in a lot of the categories. The number 4 reason of what Snap-on is doing right and why they're not going anywhere in today's market is their use of government contracts. Now, a lot of the time, Snap-on is just seen as the professional brand of tool that comes around in a tool truck. That's what everybody kind of knows it as. But unfortunately, that is not where a lot of their sales come from. Probably 80%, 75 to 80% of their general sales come from government contracts, selling to the US military, selling to NASA. A lot of the aeronautical industry is all Snap-on and their specialty toolboxes, a lot of their EVA foam stuff that they do with that part of the industry, and being able to have the encompassing experience as a tool industry leader. They're able to put certain barcodes onto a lot of their tooling and a lot of their boxes to be able to keep track of individual tools. They sell tool systems as a whole to these branches of government so they can keep track of things over the amount of time that they have them for. So in that sense, that gives that branch of government or that part of the industry a lot better grasp on what they're doing, what they're spending their money on. It gives them a better experience on buying tools. It's not just, okay, this year we're going to have X amount of dollars put towards tools because each year we have so many that come up missing or that get damaged. No, they have that set aside every 3 to 5 years to where they might do upgrades in some of their tooling systems, but their tool systems don't lose tools anymore because they are all barcoded, they are all scanned, they are all kept track of, and that is one of the things that Snap-on offers for the government agencies. Number 3 reason of what Snap-on is doing right now is their marketing and business plan. A lot of the reason that they are such a large company is that they have so many working parts working and meshing together, and they have to push those things together to be able to function correctly, even close to it all. They have to plan things way far out in advance, and that eventually is able to get them a lot better prices on certain things. Now, as I talked about last week, some of the reasons that might also lead to is lack in innovation, and some of the things might be slower on coming down the line, but them planning out further and ahead for a lot of their sales and their marketing strategies gives their customers a better deal on certain items. Some of their buy one get ones that they have throughout the year are really great deals, I'd have to say, for the tools that they're trying to give for them. On top of that, the way that they market themselves throughout the world as a whole and how they perform in the US market on the stock exchange is pretty decent also. They actually keep a really even tab at right around $150 a share. Now, if you compare that to a lot of the other industry standards right now TTI is only trading at about $63 a share. Snap-on's at about $150. They've been right around that line, and Stanley Black & Decker is right at about $150, $155 as well. Stanley Black & Decker this year has dropped down quite a bit. Snap-on dropped down a little bit, but they've rebounded quite awesome coming back into the market this year. So that is a pretty big upside to having that company being a publicly traded company. So for you guys who have and want a general stake in the company for the tools and the brand that you believe in, that is one way to be able to show your interest in them. Number 2 reason now why Snap-on is doing a bang-up job in the industry right now is that they have the biggest, most comprehensive tool lineup of pretty much any tool brand out there. Now, that one is very hard to contest. I know there's Mac and Matco out there, but the general idea and the amount of part numbers that those tool brands have in their name and the availability does not even come close to matching what Snap-on has available in their lineup. They innovate as much as they possibly can, and like I said earlier, their innovation falls kind of behind, and that's probably one of the reasons is their lineup of tools is so massive. They make a lot of these specialty tools for a lot of the newer car companies coming out. I know that Chrysler is even starting to make a couple of their specialty tools. I know we have a couple of specialty swivel torque sockets for getting oil filter adapters off of Hemis. I know there's a couple of other things that have been fitted in for our specialty pressure testing units. They're all coming in as Snap-on tools from Chrysler himself. So one of those really cool things to see that their line of tools is so vast and beyond that even that 1500 catalog that you guys see, I mean, let me grab it right here. There we go. That is the brand new Snap-on 1500 catalog. This thing, page turner, before you even get to the index, how many pages are we at? 907 pages of tools right there. 907 pages of individualized part numbers from Snap-on. That's a lot of tools. So big kudos to them for keeping up with the industry and having so many tools available. It gives every technician the standard to be able to choose pretty much the different lines of tools they want, the comfort of the different kinds of tools they want, and pretty much in any way, shape, form, or color that they want as well. So Snap-on, they are killing it in the industry because they have the biggest tool lineup. And the number one reason why Snap-on is doing such a good job in today's industry is the fact that they are marketing to their brand name. The Snap-on brand name itself has been known as a massive tool icon since the 1900s, the early 1900s, 1920s. They were the standard for the automotive and working technician. The blue collar class has grown up with Snap-on pretty much every single generation all the way through the American history as we've known it. Snap-on as a brand has come up. They've been able to innovate in the industry. They've been able to come forward and move through some of the hardest times that America has had and pretty much has thrown at any company, and they've come out on top. Here lately, they've been able to cater to more of the more millennial side of the tool buying experience. A lot of the newer tool buyers, they want more options to the tools that they know are already working and are already great. For instance, your 3/8 ratchet. You don't just have 2 or 3 versions of a 3/8 ratchet to be able to purchase. No, you've got one that's 6 inches long, 8 inches long, swivel head. You've got a push button detent on it. You've got a locking flex head. You've got it with a different pin detent to it. You've got it with the T0, which has no teeth at all, different teeth options, and let's not even get into the different color options that you guys can choose now. Red, black, gray, 100th anniversary. You can pick green tools, orange tools, high vis. There's even camouflage that you can choose right now. And that's also one of the things that's kind of frustrating, because you bought all these tools and then all of a sudden you see this awesome thing come out in a brand new color and you're like, oh, I absolutely have to have those. But now you've got to spend your money on all brand new tools or trade them into what they are. But you know, that is its own experience and what it is, and gives you more options to be able to choose for. So they are kind of brandishing themselves to their own marketing strategy, making themselves their own brand. Also being able to come out with branding things such as pizza ovens. I know there's even a new beverage cooler coming out, a freaking pop machine, Snap-on pop machine that we can win. They've got Snap-on sweepstakes that they run every single year to be able to give technicians a chance at winning, you know, $50,000, $60,000 cars on top of that, or $50,000, $60,000 toolboxes full of tools. Awesome deal and awesome experience. They're making themselves as a great brand and something that a lot of the technicians are going to grow with for many, many years to come. Now, through both of these videos, the numbers, rankings, and the ideas that have been put through to these videos have come from a lot of the subscribers. A lot of the comments that I get on the videos, when I bring forward the name Snap-on, or when I talk to people in general. I've even gone around to the shop and talked to some of the guys here and giving their opinion on them as a brand. Emailed a lot of the guys that I know here on YouTube, and this was the general consensus of what things come through and have come for. Now, I know this is not the golden standard of what everybody sees in the industry. I know one of the reasons, and the biggest reason why me personally, I continue to buy Snap-on, is the fact that I have an amazing representative. Now, if I was like one of the guys like in my first video who happened to have a franchisee that just didn't show up, just didn't care, didn't want to warranty anything out, my whole outlook on buying Snap-on tools as a whole would be massively different. But me having an amazing representative is something that I absolutely love, and the reason why I will continue to buy Snap-on tools, even though they generally are marked up and they have a higher price range than a lot of other tool companies that I'm able to get things from online. Having that one-to-one customer appreciation and that experience that I have with my franchisee and tool vendor, it's something that I just can't bring to words to say how nice it is to be able to have that reliability and have that friendship of somebody that's always going to have my back. I'm going to be purchasing things from him, so scratch each other's back here and there. So for instance, this last week I have a CTS 761, the Snap-on screw gun, put it through a couple of rounds and a couple of batteries on a fuel pump, pumping out some liquid from a fuel tank, and this is what it sounded like. I don't think it's supposed to sound like that. Ouch, pretty bad. And the sad part was that tool was 1 year and 1 month old, and Snap-on, for their industrial use here in the shop, they only carry a 1 year warranty on those electric tools, which was, you know, of course, my luck of things. Normally with Snap-on tools, I actually have really good luck. I have not hardly had to warranty out any kind of electric tools, and I haven't had any massive failures either come to date. So I've always had a great experience, but this one being my first one that failed. I contacted my rep, said, hey, this thing's 1 year and 1 month old. I'm gonna need to get it rebuilt. Freaking sucks on that one. He's like, you know what? I know that you have this experience with it. I'm gonna take care of it. Don't worry. Now, I don't really know if that means that he is going to foot the bill to have it repaired, or if Snap-on has kind of a leeway period to where they can goodwill something to be able to be repaired for some people, as long as it's within a certain amount of time or whatnot. I'm gonna have to figure out that one out, but I'll find out and I'll let you guys know there. But again, that was just one more thing that I would have to say my rep has done for me, and that's another reason why I'm gonna keep on buying from him. I break a tool during the week, all I have to do is text him. He lives here close in the area. He drives by the shop. He either drops it off that day or the next day before I even get started in it working. The tool's sitting on top of my toolbox, ready to go, no problems. I give him the broken one the next time I see him later on that next week. So it's all works out great. I love having that responsibility. And unfortunately for you guys who don't have that great response with a Snap-on franchisee, I really feel bad for you. I feel horrible that you don't have the same experience that I have with the company, and why I absolutely love and why I will continue to buy their tools from here on out. Well, guys, that's about all I've got for this video. If you guys like this content, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. If not, if you have any other ideas to this point or these facts, make sure you leave those down in the comments below. I always like to hear the comments from all of my subscribers. I might miss out on certain ideas or certain things from the company, so make sure you guys put those forward. Now, coming up here on the channel, we've got a ton of different content coming down the pipeline. We've got a huge list of things that we're going to be adding on to the side-by-side here coming up. We've got big brake kit coming for that, new rear suspension edition. We're going to be doing some tuning and testing on that one. We're even going to be running it in the dirt drags coming up at the Cole Motors Freedom Truck Meet. If you guys didn't catch on to that one in one of the last videos, we are putting on a great truck show. Cole Motors is putting it on in Van Wert County Fairgrounds in Van Wert, Ohio. Myself and Truckmaster are both going to be there, bringing the Duramax. He's bringing his Duramax and the Wife Max. I'm bringing the side-by-side, and we're going to be running that thing in the dirt drags there. It's going to be something great to see. If you guys are in the Ohio, Indiana, Michigan area, and you guys want to come out and see us, we're going to be there set up at our booths all day long. I'm also going to be able to bring forward my first line of merchandise. I know a lot of guys have been asking me for a long time when I'm going to start with merchandise, and that is going to be the very start of it. Starting that weekend, I'm going to be putting a line forward, and then after that, I'm going to have my website all set up for you guys to be able to check out, so make sure you guys stay tuned in for that one. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, make sure you do that now and turn on that bell notification so you get notified when I come out with cool, awesome content, just like this one here today. I appreciate everyone tuning in, and as always, you guys stay awesome.